Whether new shooter, longtime gun owner, or even police officer or soldier, your handgun needs a Crimson Trace laser sight or light. Get the confidence and reliability you need to protect family, home, and country. Crimson Trace.
Today on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, the newest release from Nosler, a plan to merge the ATF and FBI, and more. Got something to say? Call Tom at 866-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom.
Oh, baby, what a week. Hey, I'm Tom Gresham. I'm glad you could be with us. It is Gun Talk here. I had a great week. I cannot wait to tell you about my trip to South Dakota to visit the folks with Black Hills Ammo. We got to see the plant, talk to the people, go out and do some shooting, had a bunch of fun, had a lot of things going on. Got some great stories to come back with and share with you, just things for you to think about. So we'll be going through a few of those as we go through the next, 3+ hours, having some fun here. Great lineup today on the schedule. We are going to be talking about something new at Nosler. Actually, we'll be giving away stuff from Nosler. We'll also have Larry Pratt from the Gun Owners of America. He'll be a guest in the third hour talking about some things that are going on there. Larry's always a great guy to talk to. He stays plugged in on things as well. If you'd like to join us on the air, it's quite simple. Just pick up the phone and dial this, 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. How easy is that? If you like numbers, do 866-825-5486. Shoot me an email, tom@guntalk.com. On Twitter, I am at GunTalk. And, of course, you can look for us, Gun Talk, on Facebook, where we have like 80,000 jillion people there. Have you put this off? Do you keep forgetting this? If you do, just do it right now. Take your smartphone and go get the Gun Dealio smartphone app. We put a lot of effort and thought into this, and we're working on it every day, making it better, adding more deals to it. It's where you get your information on the good deals, the promotions that are going on from the manufacturers. Companies like Springfield, where you buy a gun and get extra mags. Buy a gun, get extra mags and a range bag from somebody. Special deals, $25 off, mail-in rebates, just all those kinds of things that you don't know are there because they're spread out everywhere. That's the problem. There are deals, but they're all spread out. And that's what we do with Gun Dealio. We just pull them all together, put them in one place. And then we offer some special things that some of our friends in the industry offer. And they say, well, hey, we'll offer this to the Gun Dealio folks. The beauty of it, it's free. Just go to, actually, you know what the easiest way to do it? Just go to Gun Dealio. It's GUNDEALIO, like Gun Deal, EO, gundealio.com. It's available for the Android and for the iPhone. And as I say, it's free. And once you have it, then you can listen to Gun Talk anywhere you go because it will pull down the podcast. And you know what? If you've never heard it before, you'll also be able to hear the after show because you can listen to that right there on your phone using Gun Dealio. Okay, let's see. We did the Gun Dealio is launched. I did want to tell you also about our giveaway. Nosler is giving away. This may be one of the cooler things we've ever done as I'm looking at this. We try to have a giveaway every month. We're giving away a gun or something. Nosler stepped up big, giving away the Nosler Model 48 Patriot rifle, chambered in the 28 Nosler, 5 boxes of ammo, and a huge add-on, a Lupo VX3 scope. This is a heck of a prize. So all you have to do to enter to win, enter for a chance to win at least, go to guntalk.com/win, WIN. Get you in there. Now, let's see here. In the state of Kansas, they went with constitutional carry. Now, you don't have to have a permit to carry. Wonderful. Great. Right. Okay. But I want to throw this out for your consideration. I would really like to get your thoughts on this. Story coming out of Topeka, Kansas. 24-year-old Joey Tapley was a key witness in Friday's armed robbery for weapons inside the Academy Sports and Outdoors store in Topeka. Here's the thing. He watched these guys robbing the place. He was at the counter buying ammo. He said some loud bangs, looks up, said these guys are loading up weapons from the counter, and then they run off. He said, and then my instincts kicked in. He followed the three suspects. After they stole the rifles and an undisclosed amount of cash, once outside, Tapley pulls out his own gun. I told him to drop the gun, man. Mine is loaded. Just drop the gun. Says, we made eye contact for a second or two, and he dropped two guns and ran. So the police have arrested these guys, these teenagers. So here's what I throw out for you for your consideration. Would like to get some of your reaction to this story. I am a proponent and a fan of the so-called constitutional carry, where you do not have to have a permit to carry. At the same time, I'm a fan of training. So it would seem that the two are in conflict. And here we have a situation where this guy chases these people out of the store with his gun, pulls a gun on them when there appears to be no rational threat to himself or other people. He's pointing his gun at them or pulling the gun on them because they have stolen merchandise. In most concealed carry classes, you would have been instructed that that is not a good idea, to say the least. It is not usually it's not permitted by law. And you might be even exposed to some of the what ifs, the unknowns of how could this go badly for you. What do you think? Hero? Maybe clueless hero? Maybe lucky guy? Maybe just did great, attaboy, 2 thumbs up, or something else. What do you think? 866-TALK-GUN will get you in on that one. Now, I see in one of the Kansas papers an editorial. As of July 1, any Kansan who isn't prohibited from possessing a firearm under federal or state law may carry a concealed gun. No permit, and thus no training is required. Now, here's where I just want to throw this out, because this probably goes by very quickly, and most people would never catch how this is written. And I try to educate everybody on the way the media slants stories, the way that they choose, maybe just a word, sometimes a phrase, sometimes a whole paragraph, but sometimes it's just a word or two. And in doing so, either denigrates gun owners, demonizes the NRA, or somehow marginalizes guns and gun rights. So, the paragraph is this: but advocates say the law is working in other states, including Alaska, Arizona, Vermont, and Wyoming. They point to National Rifle Association statistics that show violent crime rates, including murder rates, have decreased since the permitless concealed carry laws were enacted in Alaska, Arizona, and Wyoming, whose laws are more similar to Kansas's new law than to Vermont's. Here's the line. They point to National Rifle Association statistics. Actually, the National Rifle Association doesn't compile statistics on this. The FBI does. The Bureau of Justice Statistics does. Government agencies do, but the NRA does not. So why would this editorial choose to say they point to National Rifle Association statistics? Because, number one, they want you to think that these are made up stats, made up by the NRA. And number two, they want you to think that the stats are not real because they come from some organization with a vested interest. So rather than say they point to FBI statistics that show violent crime rates, including murder rates, have decreased. They make the public think this isn't actually true because it comes from the NRA. They're not NRA statistics, but this is how it is subtly done. And this is why when you're reading this or hearing this, you have to have your eye or your ear tuned for these kind of slights. Let's go to the phones. Milt is in Moorhead, Minnesota on 3. Hey, Milt, welcome to Gun Talk.
Well, thank you very much. I just wanted to talk about the concealed carry permit training that you were mentioning versus just being able to, conceal carry without any of the training. I have no problem with going through that process. I enjoy the training. I have no problem going through the FBI background check and having myself licensed as a concealed carry permit. And I just like to see that concealed carry permit recognized by all states, just like my driver's license. But I do believe you're right. The training what it taught me is there was no life threatened, and we protect life, not things.
Yeah, the stuff is insured. And here's the thing, and it's a great point, Milt, and I appreciate the call. When you insert yourself into a situation and you have your gun and you pull your gun, this is now an armed conflict where it may not have been before you arrived and inserted yourself into it. So the question then becomes, was it worthwhile? Was it necessary? Because we always say we want to avoid any kind of armed conflict, right? But if you say, well, I'm going to get in there, I'm going to stop these guys, I'm going to keep them from robbing, I'm going to apprehend them, is that your role? I mean, I know some people think it is, so that's the question on the floor. 866-TALK-GUN, 866-TALK-GUN.
The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently. When it comes to personal protection, nothing beats a Bodyguard. Choose the lightweight, compact, and concealable Bodyguard 380 pistol or the Bodyguard 38 revolver, both with a built-in laser sight. The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently.
Hi, I'm Tom Gresham. For more than 40 years, I've been watching an environmental disaster in my backyard, and it actually impacts all sportsmen in America. I'm talking about the massive loss of land on the Louisiana coastline. The U.S. Geological Survey said the swamps and marshes of coastal Louisiana are among the nation's most fragile and valuable wetlands. That land is disappearing. The Mississippi River Delta hosts as many as 10 million ducks and geese every winter. These are birds which migrate northward through the states, all the way to Canada. The wetlands of the Delta support some of America's best fresh and saltwater fishing. And here's the deal. The wetlands of the Mississippi River Delta are disappearing at a rate of 1 football field every hour. 1 football field every hour. Gone. We can reconnect the river with its wetlands and restore the Delta, but we need your help. Please visit vanishingparadise.org. That's vanishingparadise.org.
Alien Gear Holsters, the most comfortable concealable holsters on the planet, introduces the CloakTuck 3.0 IWB holster. This all-new concealed carry holster improves the original design with a sturdy spring steel and ballistic nylon core, covered with a soft neoprene backing for ultimate comfort. You have to try this holster to believe it. Get yours now for as low as $43.88 at aliengearholsters.com.
A great trigger can make you a better shooter. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. Installation is easy. Give yourself the Timney Trigger advantage. To see more and order online, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
All right, back with you. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. 866-TALK-GUN. Dave is with us out of Reno. Hey, Dave, what are you looking for there?
Hey, Tom, how are you today?
I am great.
I was just wondering, I'm having trouble getting 338 Win Mag and 180 grain, and I'm not real computer savvy, so I was just wondering where to go.
All right. First question is, why 180 grain? Why have you settled on that?
Well, I'm going to elk, and I just got my 338 a little while ago, and I just shot it, and I was using 220 grain, and I wanted to go for 180, and I couldn't find any 180. All I could find was the 220. So,
but here's my question for you: why are you going to 180 grain instead of the 220?
Because I don't want to blow up all my meat.
Ah, okay. I'm going to try to convince you to not make this change. Okay? First of all, the 338 Win Mag is one of my favorite calibers of all time. Secondly, the role of a bullet is to blow up meat. That's what it's supposed to do. The role of a bullet is to destroy tissue. So if it's not destroying tissue, it doesn't anchor this big elk the way it's supposed to. So I hear people all the time say, well, I don't want to blow up the meat. Well, that's what it does when you shoot something. If you use the 180 grain bullet, it's much more likely to expand quickly, thereby messing up more meat. The 220 grain bullet is going to penetrate deeper before it starts expanding. Now, of course, the other part of it is if you shoot them in the right place, if you shoot them right behind the shoulder, or in an angling shot like a 3/4 from the back where you slip it in front of the front hip and slides up into the heart area, heart and lung area, you're not going to mess up as much meat. But the deal is your hunting bullet is supposed to destroy tissue. That's how you get your elk. The lighter the bullet, the quicker it's going to expand and the more it's going to damage or destroy more meat. I think you're going in the wrong direction, my friend.
Okay, then I appreciate that. I just, because I have an odd 6, and I was going to use that for my backup with 180, and I know I can drop one with an odd 6, but I had picked up this 338, so I wanted to try it.
Right. Okay. All right. That's a great comparison. Let's look at that. With a 30-06, you're shooting bullets from about 130 grains to up to about 200 ballpark. So when you're at 180 with a 30-06, you're at the heavier end of the spectrum, and it's going to be a slower expanding bullet. It's going to penetrate before it starts expanding. With the 338, the 180 grain is almost like a varmint bullet. It's at the lighter end of the spectrum because you can go up to 250 or even higher or heavier bullets. So that's like taking your 30-06 and shooting 130 grain bullets in it. You wouldn't do that on elk. You know better than that. So take that same line of thinking and say, I want a bullet that's in the medium to heavy range for elk with a 338. I'd look for a 210 grain partition, a 220 grain bullet, even up to, and I would not back away from a 250 grain bullet in a 338. I wish you luck with it, but I think you already are shooting the ammo that you need to be shooting. I would not be going to the 180 grain in a 338. By the way, 338 Win Mag is just like one of the great calibers of all time. You can hunt almost anything in it, just almost anything. Tim's line 3. He's in Carson City, Nevada. Hey, Tim, give us this range report.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Hi, Tom. Hey, I just bought a new belly wrap gun holster. It's made out of Velcro and elastic to use my XD Mod 2 in 45, and it's just fantastic. I just love it. And it's so easy to wear, so comfortable to wear. The one drawback is that if you try to put in those great big fat double stack 45 magazines in it, they won't fit in the little tabs there for it. So you literally have to use it because it comes with like two different pockets for a handgun. So if you use the other pocket, then it'll fit fine, and it won't slip out or anything. So that's the only drawback. I love it.
Tim, let me ask you. This is a belly wrap. You're talking about basically it's an elastic band you stretch around your belly and it goes underneath your shirt.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. So it's
all right. Are you wearing your shirt tail? Are you wearing your shirt tail out, or are you tucking in? How are you doing this?
I'm wearing it out. I'm like wearing a T-shirt.
Got you. Okay. And what gun are you wearing?
The XD, the Springfield XD Mod 2 in 45.
Nice. And that thing covers up okay, huh?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's just awesome. And I just love it. Like I said, is that weapon is so versatile because it'll take those big magazines for your XDs, the 14 rounders. But it just simply will not fit in the area that they have in that.
You always have to try them, don't you? You always have to try them to find out what's going to work. I appreciate it, Tim. I just bought 2 ankle holsters. Never had ankle holsters that could work. Tried another one, got them in. I'm trying different guns. I'm going, that doesn't work. I got to find something that's going to work in these, and they're supposed to work. You don't know until you get them in. But I'm not going to name it yet. I only gave it like a couple of minutes to try it out. So I got to tinker around with it and figure out if I'm going to like it. I'm thinking maybe there's another way to go here. For guys who are really hairy, okay, all you need is a holster that has lots of Velcro on it. You just pull up your shirt and you just stick it anywhere. All right, it's just going to stick onto your hair. Right? I don't know. I think I may be onto something here. It's an idea. We're going to call it the caveman carry. So for those of you who would qualify for that, how do you carry? Especially, love to get your range report. How do you carry in the summer? When you're wearing T-shirts, you're wearing shorts, you still want to carry. Do you downsize your gun? Do you change your holster setup? I mean, I try different things. I'm changing all the time. I'm trying different things. I'd love to hear what works for you. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. 866-TALK-GUN. I'm Tom Gresham.
Covering all aspects of gun ownership every week on this fine radio station. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
All right, back with you, 866-TALK-GUN, 866-825-5486. Okay, I don't even know how to do this, swear. The folks from Everytown for Gun Safety, right? Who never met a gun law or any kind of restriction, any kind of way we can legislate against stupidity. And how can we take advantage of a tragedy? Let's see. Their latest petition, close the Charleston loophole. They do love the word loophole, don't they? We already know that the Charleston shooter bought himself the gun he used to kill 9 people in a horrific act of terror. But, this is their release, but the FBI just announced yesterday that he didn't pass his background check and never should have gotten that gun. He was flagged by the FBI for further investigation. But because of an NRA-backed loophole in the law, the gun dealer was allowed to make the sale after 3 days passed, even though the check was incomplete. What's interesting about this is that, of course, what they're saying is a loophole is simply a part of the law. If they do the NICS check and they can't get you an answer within 3 days, the law says you get to get the gun. That's not a loophole. That is the law. That's a provision of the law. More than that, though, the FBI says, hey, we screwed up. Not the system was messed up, not that the law was wrong. The FBI says, we screwed up. The person who did this screwed up. She was overworked. She didn't do the things she was supposed to do. This one's on us, and we feel horrible about it. The FBI is saying their systems broke down. Their personnel didn't do what they were supposed to do. But every town for gun bans, their solution is we need more laws. Of course. Of course. And then let me make sure I get this, because I do want to get this one. Yes. So, this is hard to believe. Her son was killed on the 4th of July after he tried to launch firework. We're talking about a mortar from the top of his head. But some are saying it's not his fault. Lax fireworks laws are to blame. So one of the mothers from Mothers Demand Action Against Stupid People Killing Themselves with Fireworks says that Devon Staples, 22, was by all accounts drinking with friends when he accidentally blew himself up with a mortar tube. But she's not blaming the alcohol. She's also not blaming the son. Says we should require safety training courses before someone is allowed to use fireworks. I am not making this up. Line 1, Gary's with us out of Dayton, Nevada, with a range report. Hey, Gary, what you got?
Well, I got a Uberti high wall in 4065. Excellent.
Really?
Right?
4065. Okay,
Yeah.
for those who don't know, explain what a high wall is, okay?
Oh, it's John Browning, one of his creations from way back. And it's a single shot, falling block action. And
Right.
Winchester built them, and then Browning came out with them. And of all the three, I think I like the Uberti the best for fit and finish.
Now, what caliber did you get?
4065. I shoot a 400 grain lead bullet in it, and at 100 yards, it'll put them in the same hole, and it's good. It'll stay around a minute of angle out to 500 with the wind not
Using
blowing.
iron sights. Are you using iron sights?
I got a good set of sights from MVA, Montana Vintage Arms. Nice set of vernier sights for it, and it is a hoot. But it had two things wrong with it, in my opinion.
Okay.
Number one, the hammer spur looks like it'd be more at home on a Colt Bisley. It doesn't curve up like the Brownings and the Winchesters. It's kind of a pistol-shaped thing. And when you close the breech, they end up on the safety notch instead of being full cocked like the others. So little gunsmithing tip, there's an L-shaped sear in between the trigger and the hammer, and you just very carefully, I emphasize carefully, stone a few thousandths off the tip of that little sear, and then when you close the breech, it comes up cocked and ready just like the original.
Understanding that when you start taking a stone to the sear, you're on your own, right? You can't go back and blame the factory if something happens and it's not as safe as it used to be. Fair enough?
That's correct. I think they're trying to make them lawyer-proof coming up on the safety notch, but
sure,
exactly. It's kind of a nuisance. But, yeah, just a few thousandths. Or take it to gunsmith if you don't know what you're doing. And you can just carefully work with that thing until it comes up cocked, full cocked, just like the originals did, and makes shooting a lot more convenient.
Now, where do you go for ammo?
I use Starline brass, and I pour my own bullets, 400 grain pastel-type molds, and 20 grains of 5744 pushing it, and that thing is phenomenal.
And fun to boot, I'm telling you, it really is. Well, I appreciate the range report on the Uberti high wall. Yes, that's another incredible John Browning design. When I was out with Black Hills Ammo this week, shooting with Jeff Hoffman, we were able to shoot a Sharps in 4570 using the vernier sight, and we're out there on the windy plains pretending that Tatanka is out there. And man, were we having fun. That is just a hoot and a half. So we're out there banging away and shoot and wait for the sound of the gong to come back, shooting steel out there. That's just pure fun. A single shot, Sharps, or in this case, a high wall reproduction. If you have ever thought about doing something like that, man, I can tell you, you will have a ball. And you don't have to be shooting at long range. You can be shooting at 100 yards and having a ball with that thing. So, you too can, at least in your imagination, be one of the early buffalo hunters out west. All right, 866 Talk Gun. Got a question? A comment? Give me a holler. This is Gun Talk.
Brownells has always given you an advantage. With their huge selection of forever guaranteed gun parts, ammunition, shooting accessories, and more. And now, they're offering you the Edge. For just $49.95, Brownells Edge covers your standard shipping and any return shipping cost for 1 year. Brownells Edge members also receive discount expedited shipping and exclusive offers. Get the Edge today by visiting brownells.com/edge.
Be sure to watch NRA Freedom Friday from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. with Freedom Fighters, American Air Gunner, ATSN Stop the Threat, Gun Talk TV, Championship Season, Guns and Gear TV. Watch NRA's Freedom Friday only on the Pursuit Channel, where we deliver the outdoors.
Who will you trust with your guns and valuables? Liberty safes are the best built and most secure safes on the planet. They sell more gun safes than any other brand. It's about trust earned through performance. If your Liberty safe is damaged by fire or attempted break-in, they'll send a new safe right to your home. Protection from thieves and fire. Trust the #1 maker of quality gun safes. LibertySafe.com.
You're at a gun store and your phone tells you about hot deals. Want to know about special offers? No problem when you have Gun Dealio, the free app for your smartphone. Gun Dealio delivers the latest deals on guns, ammo, and extras direct to your phone. Don't overpay for your shooting gear. Get Gun Dealio. It's free at the App Store and Google Play. Trigger the deals with Gun Dealio. GunDealio.com.
To be truly protected, if you use your firearm in self-defense, you need to carry more than just a gun. You need to carry firearms legal protection. If something happens, you get the very best legal representation. So protect your family. Add your financial security for less than $10 a month. Learn more at firearmslegal.com. That's firearmslegal.com. If you're going to carry, you better carry firearms legal protection.
If you're gonna carry, you better carry firearms legal protection.
Oh yeah, big welcome, a big gun talk. Welcome to KTOX 1340 AM in Needles, California. Now carrying Gun Talk live every Sunday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the Pacific side of things. Needles, California. Went and looked that up. Holy smoke. It is, well, I think it's fair to say that it is now summer in Needles. Only going to 106 today, but don't worry, it'll warm up tomorrow to a balmy 110. Welcome to all the folks on KTOX. If you're listening out there, give us a holler. 866-TALK-GUN gets you right in here. Let's see here. Let's do this. Zach, line 3, State College, PA. Hey, Zach, what's going on?
Hi, yes. I took my wife shooting the other weekend, and I realized that she was bending her head to the right so she could use her left eye to shoot, even though she's right eye dominant. And I forgot that she had eye surgery when she was a child, and that prohibits her from actually closing her left eye. So I was wondering if you had any advice on how I can do that.
All right. Are we shooting handguns, long guns? What are we doing?
Long guns, like 22s.
Okay. Okay. Now, you know for a fact by testing that she's right eye dominant?
Not actually by testing, no. But I just did the thing where you do the triangle with your hand and bring it in, and she was...
Okay, well, that's testing. Yeah, that's the test I was talking about. So, okay, we have established that she's right eye dominant, but she can't close her left eye is the issue.
That's correct.
Can she close it at all, just a little bit?
No, she can't.
Okay, generally speaking, we like to tell people to shoot with both eyes open. I realize that can be an issue sometimes for some people, but it's better if you can shoot with both eyes open.
Right.
However, sometimes... Go ahead.
Oh, I tried getting her to shoot with both eyes open, and she couldn't focus proper.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it's hard because what happens is the off eye takes over, and now you're looking down the side of the barrel instead of over the sights. A couple ways to go. If she is willing, you could certainly get her shooting left-handed off the left shoulder because she has no muscle memory, if you will, developed right now. She has no adaptation to overcome, so she's going to be learning one or the other. They're both going to be awkward at first. So you could have her shooting off the left shoulder and using the left eye. That way she could close her right eye. Now, here's the question. What kind of shooting is she doing, and how much do you think she's going to shoot? And with the answer to that, it's going to tell me where I want to go with this next.
Not much shooting. I just got her interested in trying to shoot, so that's why I was starting her with the 22 and just trying to work her way up a little bit, but we had that little hiccup right here.
All right, I've got this is certainly just a Band-Aid for the issue for right now, but it may be something to try. Okay. Believe it or not, go to the drugstore and get an eye patch. And just put it over her left eye when she's shooting.
Okay.
Try that and just kind of see how it works. It's not going to take you where you need to go, probably. But if she's only going to shoot once a year or every once in a blue moon and it's just recreational, that is certainly a way to make it happen without having to figure out how to shoot left-handed. If she says, yeah, I really like this, I want to get into shooting, at that point I think probably it's worthwhile to switch her over to the left shoulder. Now, understand that if she's shooting handguns right-handed, she can use her left eye, close the right eye, and shoot with her left eye. That should not be a problem.
Okay.
All righty? Well, look, I wish you luck with it. Let us know how it goes, okay?
Okay, well, thank you very much.
All right, you take care. Appreciate that call. Joe is in Shreveport, Louisiana on 2. Joe, what's happening in the Architects?
Hey, Tom, thinking about taking a defensive shotgun course and just wanted your thoughts, what you would tell me, to look for, maybe where to go. That's it.
Well, there are a lot of trainers have popped up everywhere, and there's some really good ones. And so what's happened is there are more good trainers popping up than I can keep up with. I would look for somebody who has been teaching defensive shotgun use for a number of years. And then, what I would try to do? Find some online reviews of the instructor or the course. And then, certainly you can ask for references. Not a bad idea. But I would, a lot of times you can just say, okay, this is somebody who's teaching a class. I can go do a little Google search on them, get some reviews, and then maybe ask a few questions of the people, because a lot of times people say, this was great, this was the best thing ever. And my question for them always is, what other defensive classes have you taken? If this is the first defensive class you've ever taken, you're going to think it's great, no matter what. If you've been to 3 or 4 other defensive shooting schools, they don't have to be shotguns, it could be other things. Now you've got a little bit more calibrated eye. So I think that's what I would do, is just look around, ask for references, ask for referrals, ask the people in your area who's teaching this stuff. And the other thing is be willing to travel. For instance, you've got, where is it, down in Nacogdoches, Texas. I'm going to pull it up, Paul Howe. Don't know if Paul is teaching shotguns, but if it came to shoot ARs or handguns, he would be the guy to go to. It'd be worth the drive down there. It's only an hour's drive for you to get down there. So anyway, poke around, ask questions, ask for references, check online reviews, and then ask the people who give the reviews, what other classes have you been to? And that way it can help you calibrate how valid their answers are for you. 866-TALK-GUN. I'm Tom Gresham. Be right back with Gun Talk. As you probably know, or maybe you don't, our new seasons of Gun Talk and Guns and Gear TV are running now. This Monday, tomorrow. We have new shows starting. Oh, by the way, you can see them on the Pursuit channel right now, on DirecTV channel 604, Dish channel 393, and on Pursuit's own channel on Roku devices. Now, the show that starts this week, tomorrow, is really something great. We call it the Safe Surprise. I can actually tell you what it's about now. We put out the call for nominations for people who would like to get some training. We were lying. That's what we did. We were trying to be tricky. And we got a lot of nominations for people who would get a day at the range with Chris Serino, super trainer from the Top Shots show, and also now he's working with us on Guns and Gear and GUNTALK. So, great nomination from this wife who said, my husband, was National Guard. He flew rescue missions in Katrina. He's crew chief on the helicopters and did all these tours of duty and just on and on. It was a great letter. So, what we did, we took him out to the range and we're training him up with Chris. And he's shooting rifles, handguns, the whole deal, ARs and long range. Well, unbeknownst to him, we're back at his house. Also, we're sneaking around. And we go in, and with the help of his wife, she's in on the deal. And she never gave it away. He never knew. So when he comes home, we have gone in with a whole crew, taken the doors off his house, sneaked in a huge Liberty safe, run it through the house, put it in the bedroom where she wanted it, put the doors back on. When he comes in, we give him all this stuff, and then he gets a Liberty safe and a gun and ammunition. It is so cool just to watch his reaction to the whole thing. Oh, yeah. And when we take him out to the range, he didn't buy in on this. He didn't know what he was getting into. We didn't plan this. I got the Suburban stuck. I mean, we got it stuck. And we're still 200 yards uphill from where we want to go with all these targets, steel targets, I might add, heavy steel targets. And Joseph just grabs them and starts lugging them up the hill with us, taking this heavy shooting bench up there. I mean, it was hot. It was humid. Of course, it's Louisiana. Great show. And so that one's going to be running. That's part of Gun Talk. And then, of course, on Guns and Gear, we're always looking at all the new stuff. We got the Mossberg Blaze 22 rifles, STI single and double stack 1911, Smith & Wesson's packages with Crimson Trace, Ruger's new BX trigger for their 1022 rifles, the Railmaster from Crimson Trace, a bunch of other stuff. A lot of fun things going. So we'll have a lot of things going for you to check it out. Just look for the Pursuit channel. It's on Dish, it's on Direct, and it's on the Roku devices. And then actually, after it runs this week, you can take a look at it on YouTube as well. Hope that you can check out our shows there. Oh, that's a great idea. He didn't want to hold, but Steve called in from Terry, Mississippi. We had the guy that said his wife was having trouble using her left eye. She's trying to go cross dominant. He says, hey, just black out the left eye of her shooting glasses. That's a great way to go. Or I could have gone with that dot thing that we use on shotgunning. You could put a little kind of a translucent dot over the left lens of her shooting glasses. You could put a little piece of Scotch tape on that lens of her shooting glasses to make the correct eye take over. And in a pinch, if you forget all of those, take out a little tube of chapstick and smear it on the lens a little bit. It'll blur up. So when she starts getting lined up on the sights, the left eye won't take over. Her right eye will line up, and she'll be able to shoot right-handed. And then if you're really getting a pinch, you don't have any of that stuff, here's another one that works. Just rub your finger onto the side of your nose, get a little bit of that old grease off your face, smear it on the glasses, just smear it up a little bit. And once again, your eye won't be able to see through that, and the correct eye will take over. How do we know this? Because I've tried everything you can out there. It's Sharpie, I guess. Yeah, you can Sharpie. You don't mind messing up your shooting glasses. 866-TALK-GUN. We'll be right back with a great giveaway.